Oh my. Shalom family, listen. I just found out some things. When you work a lot, you don't really get to see what's going on. But I see what they're trying to do now in Canada here. They're trying to pass a bill called C-8. Okay? This bill allows the government, without a trial, a warrant, to issue an order of banning internet providers from providing any services to any specific person, prohibiting the disclosure of the order's existence, forcing you to give them personal information they think is relevant. So they're becoming a tyrant, taking away our internet rights. Our internet rights are human rights. But this fellow here is going to explain it a lot better than I can. And it woke me up, and this is a bill we have to fight with all our might not to let pass. Because how could they just take away my right of speech like that? Or use of the internet? They want everything digitalized right now, but then they want the ability to take away your right to do it. Okay, just listen to this brother here. Oh, Lord.
Conditional. The Liberals recently tabled Bill C-8, which gives the federal government power to cut the internet.
Hold on. I'm going to take it back right to the beginning. Canada, we in trouble if this passes.
Canada, your freedom online is about to become conditional. The Liberals recently tabled Bill C-8, which gives the federal government power to cut the internet off for any specified person. No questions asked, no warrant required, and no oversight until after the fact. So once this bill is passed, the industry minister, Melanie Jolie, can order telecom companies like Rogers or TELUS to cut off service for any person at any time. And of course, this blueprint for surveillance and censorship is being passed off as for the safety and security of Canadians. If you ask the Carney government, they claim this is about fighting hackers, ransomware, and foreign interference. But the language in the bill is so broad, it justifies cutting off a journalist, exposing corruption, a parent pushing back against questionable school policies, or a political activist organizing a protest. And Bill C-8 doesn't stop there. It allows the government to compel telecom providers to hand over data, implement surveillance measures, and even weaken encryption standards. So it's a sweeping grab, granting Ottawa powers to watch, control, and manipulate the online world. Powers that were previously unimaginable in a free society. And let's not forget the hypocrisy here. Not long ago, the Liberal government repeatedly defended internet access as a human right. Canada was a founding member of the Freedom Online Coalition, signing joint statements against state control over the internet. Back in 2019, Ottawa condemned governments who suppressed online civic spaces by obstructing free expression and peaceful assembly. Just 3 years ago, the Liberals affirmed that rights and freedoms offline must also be protected online. But now, they're introducing legislation that turns this principle on its head. Now, let's think about what this means in practice. If your internet gets cut off, you're not only silenced, digitally isolated, perhaps unable to work or communicate with the outside world, you will also be cut off from critical information and services like banking, or worse, if digital IDs burrow their way into our lives. What then? The effect, aside from the obvious here, is that Canadians will start censoring themselves, afraid of being the next specified person targeted by these tyrannical policies. And of course, this gets significantly worse when you combine it with Bill C-9, the so-called Combating Hate Act, which allows the Liberal government to redefine the term hate in broad and subjective terms, and Bill C-63, the online hate speech bill, essentially a hybrid of both. So under these laws, online hate speech can be redefined at will. You can be deplatformed for sharing opinions deemed hate speech and even face life in prison. Together, these bills create a potent weapon for surveillance, censorship, and social control. So, Canadians need to see this for what it is, a radical expansion of power that undermines the very freedoms Canada once championed. If this passes, it puts the very foundation of digital freedom in this country at risk, and as usual, it does so under the guise of protecting democracy.
Protecting democracy. They're trying to really silence us. They can ban you from the internet. The internet companies can take away your internet if the government deems so. If they pass this law, we better fight like hell so they don't pass this law. Because any protesters, it's just crazy what I'm watching right now. What's going on up here in the good old North. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Shalom, Shabbat shalom, sister. I'm just really dumbfounded. This is a fight, Canada. We got to fight. That's what they're doing. They're they're doing everything backhanded. They're throwing a rock and hiding their hands. They're hiding all these bills they're trying to pass through so that we have no freedom whatsoever. But Canada the people ain't gonna stand for that. No, time to fight, family. Because I know I'm gonna be the first one they take their internet from. They don't like what I talk about. But I love you all, and just keep the Most High got us anyway. I'm not worrying about it. What will be will be. We'll find another way. You know what I'm saying? This is K Money. I'm out. Oh my Lord.